Good evening, friends. It's Miss Patty at Samuel's Public Library along with Bunny. He's friends with Knuffle Bunny, and he wanted to hear that story that I'm about to share. I hope your day has been wonderful and happy, and that you're all ready to snuggle up for a good night story or two. So Bunny's gonna sit and listen too. This is an old favorite. So maybe you have a very special bunny or teddy or somebody, or even your blankie that is very important to you. This is called Knuffle Bunny by Mo Willems, the wonderful. We like him. Not so long ago, before she could even speak words, Trixie went on an errand with her daddy. Trixie and her daddy went down the block, through the park. Past the school and into the laundromat. Have you ever been to the laundromat to do laundry with your family? I have. It's kind of an interesting place. Trixie helped her daddy put the laundry into the machine. They have really great washing machines there. Sometimes I go to put my big fluffy blankets that my machine can't quite handle. She even got to put the money into the machine. And then they left. Do you notice anything in that machine? Uh-oh. But a block or so later, Trixie realized something. Do you know what she realized? I bet you do. Maybe it's happened to you. Trixie turned to her daddy and said, "Aggle flaggle kablabble." "That's right," replied her daddy. "We're going home." That's not it, is it? "Now, please don't get fussy," said her daddy. Well, she had no choice. Trixie bawled. Wah! She went boneless. Oh dear, poor Trixie. She did everything she could to show how unhappy she was. That's pretty unhappy. By the time they got home, her daddy was unhappy too. They both look pretty unhappy, don't they? As soon as Trixie's mommy opened the door, she asked, "Where's Knuffle Bunny?" The whole family ran down the block, and they ran through the park. They zoomed past the school and into the laundromat. Trixie's daddy looked for Knuffle Bunny and looked and looked. But Knuffle Bunny was nowhere to be found. They haven't looked everywhere though, have they? So Trixie's daddy decided to look harder. Aha. Knuffle Bunny! Yay! At last. Knuffle Bunny's all clean now too, huh? And those were the first words Trixie ever said. The name of her special friend, her cuddle buddy. The end. Everything by Mo Willems is a fun story. I like his stories a lot. So before I read our next story about my big boy bed, I wanted to just remind you that we have our winter reading program going on, Tales from the Far North. And we have so many fun little prizes for you to pick from as you check off your list of all the books you're reading or being read to. My Big Boy Bed by Eve Bunting. This is a good story too. Goodbye, crib. Now I've got my big boy bed. Mom and I bought big boy sheets and a big boy quilt and the little fat book of fire trucks. It's a big day. While Mom spread out the quilt, I showed little fat book of fire trucks to Whiskers. Big boys can read in bed, I told him. I can bounce high, high on my big boy bed. I can go under it and be a dog and scare Whiskers. Grrr. There is more room now for Teddy to sleep with me. There's room for my painted clay lizard and hippo and the little fat book of fire trucks and my blankie. Whiskers can sleep with us. Now that he has all this room in his big boy bed, Mom and Dad tuck me into my big boy bed, but I can get out again anytime I want. It's a big change to go from your crib to your bed, isn't it? Except that they call, Donnie, get back in bed this minute. So maybe once you're in bed, you're supposed to stay there, right? How do they know? That's what I want to know. But sometimes I get out again anyway. I tiptoe across the room and look into the crib at my new little brother, who's snuggling there. Aha, that's another reason why he needed a big boy bed, isn't it? That's a very nice reason. I poke my fingers through the bars and touch his hand and whisper, "Good night, little baby." Then I climb back in my big boy bed and go to sleep. While the moon shines through my window and my clown lamp smiles at me. Do you see the clown lamp? All through the night. That's a nice good night story, isn't it? Well, I hope you have a good night's sleep and a wonderful day tomorrow. And I hope you can come to the library and see us soon. Good night.